no Lecce player has scored a goal in 2 months. 59 days since Dorgu's strike against Fiorentina. 2 goals in the intervening period, both scored by the opposition. Again, the Roma fans making themselves heard. That's Lukaku's flick. He didn't get too much service in the first half, didn't have too many touches. Awkward one here for Falcone as Bove goes to chase, but he wasn't supported in the press. That's a good ball from Pongracic. The home crowd appreciated that. Gallo, who's been given license to dash forward, conscious of the fact that the man alongside him, Dorgu, is also a left back by trade, which does allow them to swap positions fairly easily. Not the same as having Reniul down there, who's an elegant number 10. The lovely left foot. Lukaku battling away with Pongracic, who played the ball. Well, the good news for Roma is Pellegrini will have served his suspension by the time the Giallorossi take on Lazio on Saturday. Dybala should hopefully be fit as well. He wasn't starting tonight as a precaution, but he has travelled. He is on the bench. They didn't really want to necessarily risk him. Tammy Abraham is also closing in on a return to first-team action, having ruptured his anterior cruciate ligament the final day of last season. Here goes Gallo. Gallo with the cross. Kristovic attacked it. Missed by Zalewski. Gendré for Almqvist. Back now for Ramadani. Kristovic got a crosses marker there, which was Karsdorp, but it is just a goal kick. No real change in the patterns of play. Lecce have maintained the momentum despite a 15-minute hiatus in this match. The reason Abraham is not on the bench this evening is because he still needs to complete a 4th week of full training with the squad. He was on the bench against Sassuolo, Tammy Abraham. It was last June when he underwent surgery in his native England, in London. How amazing would it be for Abraham to come back to make his long-awaited return in the derby, fixture where he scored a couple of goals against Lazio famously, including one inside a minute, which then spawned a whole host of banners. Dammi un minuto, play on the song titled Dammi un minuto, Give Me a Minute, by Ipu, I think. Mancini. Roma haven't had as many options as they ordinarily do when the ball carrier has the ball at his feet. Credit to Lecce for closing down the space. Gotti has clearly taken the last 2 weeks very seriously, made the most of that particular spell, a free weekend to study Roma's game plan down to the very last detail. Bove, Cristante, Baldanzi. Hoist. Good turn there from Cristante, away from Ramadani. Space on the far side for Karsdorp. Karsdorp up against Gallo. This is Bove. Turned down the option of the left-footed cross there, Karsdorp, and instead preferred to find Paredes. Zalewski. Falcone with the cry. Excellent defending there from Hoyston. Not only to intercept the ball, but to keep it in play and set Roma on their way the other way. Bove. couldn't find Karsdorp. Instead he finds Lukaku. No foul by Pongracic. A simple coming together. It's the message from the referee. Ramadani saying Lukaku died. Pongracic might be relieved. Well brought down by Kristovic, but he used his arm in the view of the referee. Just there. Perhaps he had a hold of Lukaku's arm, Pongracic, but well, he also tripped him, just clipped his right heel there. There is clear contact, and he's really got away with one there. That would have been at least a yellow card, and another free kick for Roma on the edge of the box from where Angelino hit the post in the first half. Angelino was trying to find Zalewski here. It was shoved aside by Pongracic. Real mismatch in terms of physicality there. Gallo. Blanc. He's the one who keeps the shape in that midfield for Lecce, the skipper. Very much the holding midfield player. So too Ramadani, good at taking the ball off his goalkeeper and being more of the playmaker of the side as opposed to the destroyer. Again, Pongracic keeping tabs on Lukaku. Seems to be relishing that. Angelino with the throw. Headed clear by Blanc. Kristovic held it up and held off Huijsen. Was then clipped by the teenager. Gallo. Dorco goes in pursuit. Mancini used his experience to watch it behind. Gianluca Mancini was with Luciano Spalletti in Italy for their games in the United States. Stands a good chance of making it into the squad for Euro 2024. That's nice build-up play by Roma. Paredes. Zalewski now. Cristante wants it. Lukaku waiting as well. Chandre won the ball back. That seemed to come off Cristante last. Instead, it's a Roma throw. Luca Gotti can't believe the decision. Cristante, Lukaku, and now Baldanzi was winding up for it there. Blau was brave and athletic, and winning the ball with a sliding challenge. Bove, Baldanzi, Mancini. Now Karsdorp, Lukaku calling for it. This is Bove, too high for Lukaku. Chandre got a call there from his goalkeeper, conscious that Zalewski was behind him. It will be a corner. Roma haven't really tested Falcone, who has made more saves than anyone else in the division. He's very adept at keeping the ball out, which is why he has been involved with the Italy setup in the past. Came to Serie A relatively late though. Paredes with a corner. Falcone stayed at home. Here's a chance for Zalewski, who was caught surely. Roma are convinced they should have a penalty. Zalewski has stayed down. The referee didn't see anything wrong with the challenge, nor did the assistant on the far side. Almqvist, meantime, Piccoli in the middle. Almqvist. This is Ramadani. And now Roma will ask the question. And now Matteo Marcenaro will surely consult with Daniele Paterna, the video assistant referee. Keep your eye on Nicola Zalewski controlling the ball there. And was he flattened by Falcone? Zalewski shifts the ball there, and there was contact on him from both Blanc and the goalkeeper. And then, as Lecce charged up the other end, Almqvist's cross found Ramadani. Good block from Rick Karsdorp. Zalewski has stayed down. There was certainly a coming together between the Poland international and Alexi Blat. Similarly, Falcone trying to narrow the angle. Wasn't particularly judicious in his intervention. So, what's the referee decided here? We're going to restart with a corner. And that's why you can hear a roar of approval from the majority in here at the Via del Mare. We're of Lecce persuasion. De Rossi can't believe that that hasn't been referred for an on-field review to Matteo Marcenaro. Lecce didn't deal with the corner. That was a good touch by Zalewski. Depends, really. If he's been tripped or caught on the lower half of his body, then I would suggest it's more likely to be a penalty. If he's just been caught in his midriff by Falcone and Blam, not sure it necessarily warranted a penalty. The officials have decided it didn't deserve a spot kick, and that's why Lecce have the chance here from the corner. Gallo teases it in. Svilar came and took charge, and now Roma want to get moving. But instead, Svilar changed his mind with Almqvist blocking him off. Lecce have only ever beaten Roma twice in Serie A, famously at the Olimpico 3-2 in 1986. In April of that year, that cost Roma the Scudetto. Juventus went on to win the Italian domestic crown in that season. And then in 2012, with amongst other things, a brace from Luis Muriel. Both of those fixtures came in April. Today is the first day of the fourth month of the year. It is Pesce d'Aprile, April Fool's Day in Italy. And so far, Lecce have at times made Roma look foolish, albeit without any rewards in terms of the scoreline. I'm sure they would have taken a draw had you offered it to them at the start of play, given only Fiorentina and Inter have taken points off Roma in Serie A since De Rossi's been in charge. Only really has himself to blame there, does Nikola Kristovic. He was turning around to see where Huijsen was, then decided to back into the defender as he tried to play the ball. Huijsen had all the momentum. Kristovic was sent tumbling. Nearly an hour gone in Salento. Still Lecce 0, Roma 0. Too short for Cristante. Ramadani. One back by Paredes. Cristante has it. Baldanzi. Here's Cristante between the lines. Now it's Eduardo Bove. Baldanzi. It was his weaker side and it showed. Off balance, and the shot goes off target. Good run from deep from Bove here. Straight into his path from Cristante. Did well to control it. Just there, he seemed to consider the shot with his left there before then letting it run further onto his right. Tommaso Baldanzi. Always stretching. Plays with so much confidence for a young man, Dean Huijsen. You can see why there was that tug of war between the Dutch and Spanish federations to secure his services going forward. Juventus seemed loath to the idea of selling him as well. They were keen for him to get first-team experience in the second half of this campaign. Initially mooted to move to Frosinone, along with the other Bianconeri borrowed players, Barrenechea, Soleil and Caio Giorgi. Here comes Nicola Sansone, who did play under Luca Gotti in the past. Gotti was with Parma. Dorgu was caught. Almqvist comes off. Sansoni is a similar type of player. Well, Banda wasn't 100% fit, but he is able to play for the final half an hour here. And is this going to be a change of shape? Because Banda and Sansoni are both wingers. One of the two centre forwards has come off in the shape of Piccoli, so it might well be Banda on the left, Sansoni on the right, and Kristovic in between them. Dorgu wins the header. Sansoni's first involvement is to shoot from distance. And Svilak got behind it. Again, Kristovic laments the fact that one of his teammates has decided to shoot rather than try and feed him. I think he was so prolific at the start of the season. We in the media got ahead of ourselves a little bit in proclaiming him the new Mirko Vucinic, saying that Lecce's technical director Pantaleo Corvino had unearthed another gem after likes of Valery Bochinov as well in the past. Lukaku for Zalewski. Zalewski's cross is deep. This is Karlsdorp. Lukaku's underneath it. But instead it's easy for Ramadani and then Banda. Huyssen went with his thigh. Houssem Aouar next to go for Roma. Recent goal scorer in Florence. Paulo Dybala might be required tonight. Ideally, De Rossi would have liked to have got the win without needing to turn to Dybala, but instead, looks like his hamstring might have to withstand the rigours of the Via del Mare. Otherwise, there'd be big pressure going into the derby because Lazio beat Juventus with the final kick of the game, and in doing so, Lazio close to within 5 points of Roma prior to tonight. If this scoreline holds, the gap would go back up to 6, so Roma could rule Lazio out of European football by winning the Derby della Capitale, but similarly, the Biancocelesti will be thinking that 6-point cushion could quickly become 3. It's very congested. A quick recap of where we stand. Milan are now just 11 points behind Inter ahead of the Nerazzurri's game against Empoli later on. Juventus stuck on 59 points, with Bologna moving to within 2 of them. Bologna 4th, then a 6-point gap between the Rosso-Blu and Roma. Roma in action as we speak, actually. Bove and Zalewski off, Aouar and El Shaarawy on. Atalanta now just 1 behind Roma, or were at the start of play after their impressive win in Naples. So as things stand, Roma are going on to 52 points, 2 clear of Atalanta in 6th, and 5 behind Bologna in 4th. So they can really do with a goal here. They need to keep winning to the side from the capital. Well played Kristovic, but then he couldn't find Dorgu. Baldanzi given away to Ramadani. Huyssen hooks it forward. And again, they've done well to isolate Lukaku, Baskirotto and Pongracic. One player behind him, the other one sweeping up in front of him to prevent service into his feet. Gendre. It's a foul on Banda by Angelino. De Rossi incredulous at the call. Banda's yelp of pain probably swung it in his favour. How much contact was there? A little bit. One back by Karsdorp. Paredes. Last touches off Cristante. It's still very loose from Roma. They're lacking that swift, slick passing play that we ordinarily see when Pellegrini and Dybala are in the side. But the whole narrative about De Rossi has been the fact that he's got performances out of everyone, that he's got the team play better as a whole, that Mourinho was occasionally too reliant on individual players to win matches. Roma needs to find a creative, collective solution here. Banda shrugging aside Cristante. Yilbe Ramadani. Kristovic, Ramadani, now Sansone between the lines. Here's Banda. Easy block for Angelino. Centre. Offside.